Hello, everyone. It's Donovan and Jake. It's the post-game show here for the halftime recap. It is tied at half, 14-14, Cowboys and the Packers. Jake, give me your overall assessments of half number one.
I think what we've seen so far is that another team finally figured out you can just punch Dallas in the mouth when it comes to running the football. Aaron Rodgers has only thrown 6 passes in the first half, and I believe at 4 of 6, 2 of those are drops. I believe 2 of those are Christian Watson drops.
Yeah.
Christian Watson had an awesome over-the-shoulder catch, tracking that ball down the field for the touchdown, but they've thrown it 6 times.
Dropped back to pass 7 times because they got the one sack fumble, and the Cowboys were in position to take an early big lead, but Dak Prescott gave it back. 2 interceptions, 14 points for the Packers on those 2 Cowboy turnovers. Almost another one on the kickoff with Hendershot. They're playing with fire here, the Cowboys. I think they're lucky to be tied in at the half with the way you just haven't seen this year these guys beating themselves. You haven't seen it. And this first half, they had a couple of picks. They are allowing a lot of yards on the ground, which has been the Achilles heel of this team to begin with. But Green Bay took advantage of those 2 turnovers, and they have a dogfight, man. So, how do you think Dak has looked in this first half? 16 of 25. They've dropped back a lot. They've had a lot of plays because the one touchdown drive was, 16 plays? Very impressive touchdown drive the first time they went in to score, but it's 17 plays as a matter of fact. 17 plays, 83 yards, but it's just been kind of, man, you're almost lucky that you're tied at the half with the way this thing is gone.
Yeah, it feels weird to say that a team that was about to go up 14-0 actually should be down, but they should be down. And I would say he's been bad. You know, I mean, his receivers have done him no favors. I don't know. I guess we'll find out after the game what happened on that post that could have been an in-breaking route that ended up for a pick there on the 3rd down with CD, but they're not on the same page.
No, they're not. They went over and talked to Schultz like it was on him to clear it out, but it felt like CD kind of slowed down going back across the middle. And, if your quarterback is expecting you to go all out and be where you're supposed to be, then it looks like the ball was where he thought CD was going to be. But it didn't feel like CD continued on the route, but they're both talking to Schultz, so you just don't know what his responsibility on that thing was. But you're right. They're not helping him out. Big relief from Michael Gallup. It looked like there may have been a bad injury, but he was back in the game and got a crucial catch on that last touchdown drive. No Anthony Brown. He's out with the concussion, so you're going to see Boss Man Fat in there for the rest of the game, but you just wonder if Green Bay is going to even try to take advantage of it because they are committed to running the football. They said that the Cowboys defense, they've given up a lot of yards, and they plan on putting the ball in the hands of Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon to see if they can steal a victory over Dallas.
Yeah, and, you're giving up over 5 yards a carry, and the longest run you've yielded is 17 yards. It's not like that total is inflated by some sort of huge 50, 40-yard run.
Right.
I mean, it feels like they can pick up 3.5, 4 yards a carry anytime they want it, and that'll move the chains. And then when it comes down to it, you got a guy who can still make a throw every now and then. So I think Dallas should be worried. If the Packers have the Belichick wraparound coming out here. They got the ball coming out at half. They're in trouble.
But the Cowboys scored, so that helps
they did
out.
Score.
If they would have scored at the end of the half and then had the Belichick turnaround, then maybe you would have been a little worried at 14-7 with Green Bay having the ball. But defensively, it seems weird to kind of evaluate this game because it is a tie game, and it feels like the Cowboys maybe should be down a little bit more, but they've had their opportunities also. They get a fumble. They're right there at the doorstep of taking the lead 14-0. And then Dak throws the interception, and Green Bay 3 plays later gets the bomb and the touchdown to tie the game up. So that takes the air out of it. But you can tell that Green Bay is just seriously trying to take the air out of the ball and limit the possessions of the Cowboys because they don't want that offense on the field. I wonder if they're going to continue with that strategy in the second half, or do they feel that they're going to have to try to get the passing game going because the Cowboys are going to try to adjust.
Sure. Yeah, but if you end up losing a game to a quarterback who throws less than 20 passes.
Right.
You are in major trouble when it comes to projecting you out as like an actual playoff team, an actual contender. We look at the NFC. We look at all the teams that Dallas has to contend themselves with and think this team can actually be a player. You cannot come out and lose to a team that throws the ball less than 20 times.
But with the eye test, what do you think about them basically playing Micah at the linebacker spot and not him lining up on the defensive line? Surprised by that?
I mean, I'm not surprised by it because they're not throwing the ball. So they're sort of trying to keep him in the space of being able to help in the run game, which might not be where he's the most effective. But I think the Packers coaching staff deserves a ton of credit right now for the way that they've called this game. Sports indeed. So, all right, 14-14. Cowboys are tied at halftime with the Packers. Dan is 8-0 in picks with friends.
What?
And he is trying to make the comeback. I have the game on one screen and the picks with friends card on the other screen. That's all I'm worried about. We will see you on the postgame show. Joe, are we joined by anyone else? Joe, we will have the Moose here for the post-game show, so make sure you tune in. It's over the air. We'll be on the air as soon as this game is done. So join us, bitches. 14